Lately, I see doctors often, so I don't feel very well. Practice attentively. Grasp the practice principles, and then it won't be difficult. Most of the time, when we start practicing, we start with greed. We want to know, want to see, want to be, want to attain enlightenment. If you start with greed, the mind would struggle. So in the beginning, don't aim for results. Just aim to learn the truth about life, about this body and mind. That's it's enough. Just to learn the truth. Once you learn the truth, what will follow has nothing to do with you. We don't practice for anything. If you have the goal or set the goal just for learning, then meditation won't be difficult. It will be fun. It will be content to practice. As for me, as a kid, I didn't feel that practicing was difficult or tough. I felt it was fun. As a kid, when I meditated, I didn't know much. At that time, I was only 7. My masters taught me to do sitting meditation, breathe in, recite Bud, breathe out, recite Do, and then count 1, and so on and so forth. And I felt, oh, such practice was strange. And then I did it attentively. The master told me to count from 1 to 10 and then count backward, but it was difficult for me as a kid, so I changed it to counting from 1 to 100 instead. At that time, I just thought it was kind of a strange thing to do. So I did it, I practiced. And I did it for only a few days, and my mind started to settle into calmness. And when my mind got calmer, the counting disappeared. Only the breathe in, recite Bud, and breathe out, recite Do. And then when my mind got even calmer, then the reciting Buddha disappeared. Only the breath in and out remained. It's like your mind was so like a monkey, so naughty. So you need 3 ropes to tie it. And when it became more docile, so you can use less ropes. So later on, I only use my breath as meditation object. At that time, I didn't expect anything out of this. I just did as my master told me, and I practiced this for only a few days. The light appeared after the breath disappeared. The light appeared instead. And so my mind dwells in the light. Actually, that was a mistake. At that time, I didn't get to see my masters, so I made a mistake, and my mind was with the light, and I can make the light become big or small or go anywhere. I can play with it. At that point, it's like a junction, important junction. You can use your mind to wander, to see this and that, to know this and that, or you can allow your mind to settle into a samadhi. At the point where you can play with your light, you can make it big or small. At that point, how could I put this? It's another level of samadhi, but it's not jhana yet. At that point, a lot of the mental images can appear. The state where your mind is calm, but it's not, but it has not reached jhana. At that state, you can just follow the light to the heaven, to anywhere. You can see things, you can know things, and it was fun. But after a while, and then I thought, I can see heaven, but I cannot stay with them. And then I just go to see and then come back. It felt like a poor person who just wandered to see the house of a millionaire, and then it's not yours. Then you have to return to your home. And then I realized if I could see angels, I might be able to see ghosts. And I was so afraid of ghosts back then as a kid. So when I practice samadhi, when the counting disappear, and then Buddha disappear, and then the breath disappear, and the light appear. And when my mind was about to move into that light, I realized that if I allow the mind to wander to the light, and the mind would go out to see and know this and that, it was dangerous. So when I know that my mind was about to move into the light, back then I was just a kid. I didn't know much. I just knew that I was afraid of seeing ghosts. So I didn't allow my light to enter. I didn't allow my mind to enter the light, and then my mind becomes rooted in awareness. I just felt that my mind feel strange, but I didn't know how to do with it. And then there was one day a fire broke out in the house nearby, like 4 doors away from my shop house. I was panicked, and then I started to run. My first step, I was panicked. My second step, I was still panicked. And then in my third step, the mindfulness arose and see the panic. And then my mind became rooted in awareness. It became awakened, joyful, noble mind. And in that moment, my mind was calm, and it becomes just the observer. Then I walk calmly to tell my folks, my parents, that there's a fire broke out in the house nearby. So when we practice samadhi, such as anapanasati or mindfulness of breathing, most of the time the mind is out, is moved into the breath. When the mind moves into the breath, it's not truly rooted in awareness, it's not truly anchored or at its base. When I went to see Venerable grandfather June, he told me that don't allow the mind to go out. Don't send the mind out. It means that the mind should be rooted within yourself, rooted in awareness. So once I understood this, then I could practice many kinds of meditation. Back then, as a kid, my house was near a canal, and I like to sit on the roof watching the ripples on the surface of the canals. And sometimes when my parents or senior people in my house, they lit up a candle, and I like to watch the flames. And then I realized that watching this thing, and my mind was content, and then it would settle into calmness on its own. So I practiced little by little, and then I gained more and more understanding little by little. Venerable June, he didn't teach me much, but he taught me the important practice principles. First, he taught me not to send the mind out, not allow the mind to go out. The mind would normally go out to see, to hear, to feel tactile sensation, or to think. When you're lost in thought, the mind moved into the world of thoughts. It means that the mind is out. So Venerable June taught me that not to allow the mind to go out, but we can't forbid the mind not to go out. So the only thing that could help is when the mind is about to move, to wander through the sense bases, just know it. Just be aware. Then the mind would stop, and then it would become anchored. It would become rooted in awareness. So when I practiced, when my mind was about to move into the light, and then I knew it, I was aware of it. So my mind became rooted in awareness. And this is the samatha practice principle. Or sometimes when we practice cultivating loving kindness or metta, I have done this before. When you begin by reciting the metta first, the loving kindness first, and when the mind becomes content reciting it, when the mind becomes calmer, there's a radiation, the metta or loving kindness radiates from your mind, and the mind would settle into a deep meditative state. And so the world disappear only, and your body also disappear. Only your mind remains. So when you do samatha or tranquility meditation, most of the time your mind is out. If you practice using the breath, your mind would out to the breath. If you use the mantra, the mind would be out to the mantra, attached to the mantra. So if you practice and you don't allow your mind to wander to the light, to wander to anything, any meditation object, then the mind will become truly rooted in awareness. If you practice with greed, you want this and that, you want to be good or anything, the mind will struggle. It won't be calm. And when you practice and your mind becomes truly rooted, and the mind converts and entered, it's truly rooted in awareness. It's not the same as the mind that is attached to the meditation object. If your mind is attached to the meditation object, you can practice for years and getting nothing out of it. After I ordained, I, I was in Kanchanaburi province back then, at my first temple. There was one senior lady. She was also a disciple of Venerable Tate, and at that time she was 87 years old, and she could enter the deep meditative state or jhana in a blink. Once she heard that I taught that after you entered samadhi or meditative state, you need to cultivate wisdom. Then she realized that her samadhi was wrong. She got stuck in the calmness samadhi. So she came to see me, and then I thought that it was dangerous for her to fix this, because she was like a sick person staying in the clean room, and if she came out of that room, she would expose to all kinds of germs and disease, and she would die quickly. So in the same way, as she got stuck into calmness, if she got out of that state, her mind would be extremely restless. And if she cannot fix this in time, as she was already 87, if she die with that kind of mind, with the extremely restless mind, she would go to hell. Her mind would go to hell. So I taught her to practice samadhi, but don't allow her body to disappear. It means that I told her to do the form samadhi and not to do the non-form samadhi. So there's drawbacks of doing jhana. I used to make a mistake, and another kind of mistake. I stopped practicing calmness samadhi. I just kept doing vipassana over and over, and then my mind got these defilements of insight. So when we practice, we must be aware when the mind is out. The mind is with your abdomen, that is out. The mind is with your hand, that is out. When you know that the mind is out, the mind will be truly rooted in awareness. So when you practice with your meditation object, you have to be aware of your mind. That is the first meditation principle taught by Venerable Dune, that is not to allow your mind out. Venerable Dune, he was so good at summarize like the Dhamma, a lot of Dhamma into just like one or two sentences. Some teacher, he could explain this concise Dhamma into like a lot of Dhamma teachings, but Venerable Dun can summarize a lot of Dhamma teaching into concise teaching, like 1 or 2 sentences. So he just taught me another verse that is to have the insight, like the eyes see form, like eyes seeing form. Yan, the word yan or yana means wisdom or insight. To have insight, to see the mind. How to see the mind? To see the mind, to see the ti lakhana or the 3 marks of the mind. To see it just like the way you see things with your eyes. Shut your eyes and then turn your head in any direction and then open your eyes. So you don't intend to see anything. When there are eyes and objects and light, and then the object appeared. When the eye see form, you cannot choose the form you are going to see. Like when you walk on the street or you drive on the road, you cannot really choose what you're gonna see. Sometimes you see good things or bad things, see garbage, see accidents, see flowers. Your eyes cannot choose what they are going to see. In the same way, as when we see our mind, we cannot choose how our mind is going to be. Whatever happens in your mind, just know it as it is. Don't choose. But don't just know it. There are many ways of knowing. If you know it with your mindfulness, you know the existence of that phenomenon. But if you know it with wisdom, you're gonna see the lakhana or the 3 marks of such phenomenon. When the mind knows mental state, we cannot choose the state. So whatever it happens according to our vibhaka or karmic effect, we just know it with our mindfulness. The mindfulness recognizes the existence of phenomenon. If we know it with our wisdom, we're gonna see that state or that form is subject to the lakhana or the 3 marks. So Venerable Dun taught me that to have the wisdom to see your mind in the same way your eyes see forms. Then you're gonna see that sometimes your mind is happy, unhappy, greedy, anger, deluded. It keeps changing incessantly. When your mind is rooted in awareness and your mindfulness recognizes name or form, any name, any form, and then you're gonna see the tilakhana and wisdom arises. So you need to have mindfulness first. First, you need to have mindfulness. Second, you need to have wisdom. The mindfulness means you know what happens in your mind or your body. If your mind is truly rooted, it's not out. When mindfulness recognizes name or form, wisdom will arise. It will see the tilakhana or the 3 marks of existence. To see the 3 marks, it doesn't mean you think about 3 marks. If you think about 3 marks, that is not wisdom. It's just like a very basic kind of wisdom, but it's not very like insight wisdom. When you have wisdom, you're gonna see that things arises and ceases according to its causes and conditions. It's not under your control. As you keep watching your mind, you're gonna see that things are under operation to dissolve, to disintegrate. So when Venerable Dawn taught that to have insight to see the mind like eye seeing forms. So when we're gonna see the form, when your eye see form, know it with your wisdom that such form is subject to the lakkhana. Or when you hear sound, just know it with your wisdom that such sound is subject to the lakkhana. Or when happiness arises, you know that is impermanent, is not under your control. So just making your mind calm, it's still far from enlightenment. But if your mind is not calm at all, then it's difficult to practice. So calmness of the mind is not a bad thing. It makes your mind content. But what is more important than tranquility is the mind that is truly rooted in awareness. The opposite of the mind that is truly rooted in awareness is the wandering mind, the mind that is not at its base. Like it can move out or it move to your meditation object. If so, after you practice calmness, then you need to practice a wisdom cultivation. Some people, when they practice calmness and then they just stay with the calmness, it's such a waste of time. Like for era or kalapas. So allow the mind to operate naturally. When the mind is out to see things, when you are aware of it, the seeing mind will cease right away. And then the knowing mind, the knower mind, would arise in its place. Actually, even without the knower mind, the mind arises and ceases all the times already. No one can see form continuously all the time. But when you focus at it, the mind arises and ceases, and focusing on that form over and over again and again frequently. So when you keep watching the Buddha, after a while, the Buddha image is kind of blur, and then you have to focus at it again. Can you see this? Can you feel it? That you can see it clearly, briefly. Can you see this? That is the eye consciousness, Jakku Vinyana Jit, or the eye consciousness. It arises briefly and then it ceases. To see again, you have to do it over. So when we see beautiful things, actually you see it briefly in a very, very short moment. But when you feel that you can see it for a long time, because It arises and ceases continuously for a long time.
เทวดาประจำพระวิ่งหนีเลยทนพลังจิตของพวกเราชื่อสูงส่งไม่ไหวหนีเลยเห็นความรู้สึกของเราไหม
Can you see your feeling? Your feeling changes when I stop talking. Your feeling changes.
การทำญาณเห็นจิต
So to have insight to see the mind like eye seeing form, what is there for you to see in your mind? Just see it. Don't choose. It could be happiness, unhappiness, bad things, good things. Our duty is to observe, not to judge. So as we keep observing your mind, eventually you're gonna have the understanding of the truth. When your eyes see form, your mind changes. Our eyes is also a form, and the form you see is also a form. Your ear is also a form, and the sound you hear is also a form. Your skin is a form, and the tactile sensation is also a form. The feeling consciousness is also a form. When this thing make contact, and then it sends signal to the mind, and then the minds kind of make a judgment like this girl is beautiful, and then craving arises. Then the mind operates further. And even without these external stimuli, the mind can make contact to your thought. Like when your hand is moving, you can feel it. You're gonna see that this is not me. Within our body, as far as I hear students reporting their homework, most of them can see that their arms are not theirs. Only few people can see the whole body is not theirs. So to make insight to see the mind, the way your eyes seeing form, you cannot choose what you are going to see. They are all equals. They are the stimuli for your mind to respond, to operate. And so when you perceive things and then just observe your mind, then you're gonna see that your mind is impermanent. As you keep practicing, the mind can let go. The mind would enter into one state. Venerable Dun said, talk about this state as it's empty, it's clear, it stopped fabricating, it stopped seeking. There's nothing in it. It's empty, but it's not like empty, but in that empty there is light, there is no defilements. We can wash away all defilements as we keep observing our mind, and your defilements will be get rid of on its own. We don't intentionally get rid of the defilements, but as we are aware of defilements, such defilements will be got rid of on its own. It's like we peel onions. We keep peeling the onions again and again. People in general, they like to protect themselves. They like to protect their image. They fool other people. that they are like this or like that. As you keep observing yourself, you're gonna see that we are more vicious than what we perceive about ourselves. So as we peel off our shell over and over, you peel off it's the same like you peel off the banana trees. As you keep peeling it, the inner core is empty. There's nothing in it. So to peel ourselves, we keep observing our mind. Anger arises, anger disappear. Greed arises, greed disappear. Doubt arises, doubt disappear. Happiness, unhappiness arise and disappear. Once they all disappear, and then we can see our true mind. It's empty. So the core is empty. So the mind in and of itself is empty, but is covered by defilements. That's why it's become bigger and bigger. Like people with big conceit, big ego, they would feel like they are so big. They can conquer the world and they cause a lot of troubles to the world. That is very bad things. But if everyone can practice like this, if we can observe our mind, we peel off our defilements. So we don't practice to deliberately let go of our self, but we practice to gain the understanding that in fact there is no self in the first place. So we keep practicing. When the mind is happy, unhappy, just know it. The mind is rooted, just know it. The mind arises at the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, just know it. The mind lost in thought, just know it. Just keep knowing it. Practice to know it again and again. And then you're gonna see that happiness is not the mind, suffering is not the mind. All kinds of phenomena are not the mind. These are just the known thing. The mind in and of itself is empty. So don't try to make the mind empty. Just know what covers the mind. Just know what taints the mind. And then the mind can break free from these things. And then you can truly see your true mind. It's empty in and of itself. There was one time when I practiced, and then I make my mind in such a way that it's not attached to anything. It wasn't attached to the meditation object. It not attached to, not even to the knower mind. And then later on, I realized that such practice was just one kind of samatha practice or calmness practice. So I went to see Venerable Ted and I told him about this practice. And he told me to keep practicing, to be adept at doing this. Then I told him that I was afraid to be addicting to this kind of samatha. And Venerable Ted just told me, don't be afraid of that. If you are addicted, if you got stuck in that state, I will fix you. So I practiced in such a way for a while. In my mind, I kind of know that he told me to practice this to get to know that there is such meditation practice. And there was one time I went to Chiang Mai province and I happened to see Venerable Bunjan, and he admonished me like, what kind of practice you are doing, what kind of meditation that what kind of nirvana that your mind has to get in and out. There is no getting in, getting out in nibbana. If there are no dual states, that is not nirvana. If there are dual states, that is not nirvana or nibbana. So if you make your mind empty and you said it's nibbana, no, it isn't. Once you realize nibbana, it's just right there in front of you. So if someone tells you to make your mind empty, that is not correct, because the empty mind cannot cultivate wisdom. When you cultivate wisdom, the mind is not empty in that state if you have mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. That should be enough for today. So in summary, first of all, don't send your mind out. Practice with your meditation object. If your mind is out, just be aware. Don't forbid the mind from going out. Just be aware when it's out, and then your mind will become rooted. And when your mind is rooted, observe your mind. When it's good or bad, happy, unhappy, just know it. You cannot choose it. Whatever happens, just know it. Just be aware of it. Just keep being aware of it. Then you're going to see that everything arises and ceases. Just keep practicing. And later on, the mind would attain enlightenment. In a nutshell, that is my summary. Do you understand? In the past, when I went to see Venerable June, when he finished his teaching, he would ask like, do you understand? And then I just told him that I haven't understood, but I will try to remember it. And sometimes his teaching took me 20 years to understand. Number one, I like to practice walking meditation every day, but my mind is constantly distracted. The mind is not at its best, it isn't anchored, and is not yet awakened. In daily life, when I try to feel my body, I am usually lost most of the time. I only become aware of myself once in a long while. I'm not sure if I can use the body as my primary home or object of meditation. Luangpu said, yes, you can, and it's good for you actually. Just keep practicing, you will progress. Number two. In my former practice, I practice mindfulness of breathing and loving kindness, metta. During the day, when I bring my awareness back to present moment, I see the knowing mind briefly, and then the mind fabricates that knowing. Once I catch this, I return to the knowing again. I have noticed a sediment of sadness, which I see arises only when sanya or memory perception is active. I further see that this sadness exists because there are physical karmic results of vipaka that have obstructed my tranquility, samatha, for nearly a year. Therefore, I observe the mind and the states that arise from this karma instead. Life is still difficult, but the heart is calm enough to solve the problems. Luangpu said, keep practicing. Because your mind has a lot of anger, and so it doesn't feel well when anger arises. Just know it. Don't fix it. Just know it as it is. Know it passively. and then your mind will progress gradually. You will have less suffering, and your suffering will become shorter and shorter. Be patient. Don't get discouraged. Keep practicing. Keep going. Number 3. In my formal practice of walking and sitting meditation, I'm always practicing for results. I am stuck in forcing my focus and wanting to do well. When practicing mindfulness of breathing, I tend to feel it in the center of my chest, and I see a lot of struggles in my mind. In daily life while working, I want to look good and have conceit. Sometimes I catch this in time, sometimes I do not. I see negativity within myself that I want to see the underlying states just to look good. I still do not know how to practice properly, but I observe myself constantly. My life is happier now. Please advise. What you are doing, you are practicing. Bhavana to practice means to develop. Just have mindfulness. Just keep having mindfulness. As you can see, that defilements, that's good already. Keep practicing. Don't try to protect ourselves, but try to be aware of your defilements, and defilements will become bigger and bigger. Your practice is good. Keep going. Just be resolute. Practice every day. Number 4. This one is from abroad. I practice formally through chanting, sitting meditation, walking meditation. In daily life, I try to keep the 5 precepts and maintain self-awareness. During practice, a voice of thought frequently arises, making me unsure whether I'm genuinely feeling a state or if I'm creating it myself. I can clearly see when I'm lost, but I still cannot clearly see when I'm forcing my focus. I feel that my mind has not yet rooted at its base. Please advise. Your practice is good. You're doing okay. Keep going. Learn about yourself. It's not wrong. Your mind has rapture, just know it. Just whatever happens in your mind, just know it. If you can know whatever happens in your mind, you are practicing. In the beginning, you can only see coarse phenomena, and later on, you will be able to see subtle phenomena. Don't force the mind. If you force the mind, it will become tight. Just know it in the ordinary way. Just know it straightforwardly, in a comfortable manner. Now you're lost. Can you see your body? Just feel your body is sitting. The body, you're holding your hands up. Is the computer is freezing? She doesn't move. The computer is freezing, right? And number 5. I guard my heart to abstain from all unwholesome deeds. I practice from the moment I wake up until I fall asleep using the 4 foundations of mindfulness. I frequently see the arising and passing away of the mind and matter. I see the mind resting in calmness samadhi, and I see the mind experience boredom. Sometimes I see suffering to the point of crying, yet I am not liberated. My attachment has decreased and my loving kindness has increased. I see the 5 aggregates are not self, arising and passing away according to causes and conditions. I see defilements have disappeared while others still flare up. I see the causes of their flaring up and the causes of for their cessation. Luangpu says, keep going, keep practicing. Practice often, and then you will progress. Your mind is lost in thought, it's wandered into thoughts. Just know it. Now your mind is out.
ถอยขึ้นมา
Come
ให้
back.
จบลงไปข้างใน
Don't allow it to sink inside.
เบอร์สี่นะไปทำต่อได้นะ
Number 4,
ที่
keep
ทำอยู่ไม่ผิด
going,
หรอก
keep practicing. Your practice is
อยู่
not
กับปัจจุ
wrong.
บันไป
Just be present.
เบอร์ห้าอย่าให้จิตมันถลำ
Number
ออกไปคิด
5, don't allow your mind to
อย่าให้จิต
sleep
ออก
and
นอกแล้ว
focus. It means your mind is
ย้อ
out
นกลับมา
already.
รู้สึกร่างกายใช่
Come back to feel
รู้
your
สึกที่
body.
ท้ายทอยของตัวเองสิ
Feel the back of your neck.
ยังไม่หลุดนะ
You still
เอาไว้
stuck.
ก่อนเบอร์หก
Number 6 then.
เบอร์หกเข้าใจธรรมะ
I understand the
อัน
Dhamma
ที่
step by step.
ไม่ดื้อ
I
ใน
am
คำ
not
สอน
stubborn regarding to
ไม่
the
โล
Buddha's
ภ
teachings,
ทำ
and
รู
I'm
ปแบบ
not
ด้วยควา
greedy.
ม
I practice
กิเลส
formally
เกิด
every
ใน
day.
การได้ไว
When
ขึ้น
defilements
โด
arise,
ยเฉ
I
พาะ
can
รูป
recognize
ภาษา
them more quickly,
เห็นรูป
especially
เห็น
anger.
ใจกายเคลื่อน
I
ดับ
see mental and
เวลา
physical
ดูลม
feelings
หายใจ
arising and passing
จะเห็
away.
นเกิ
When
ดดับชัด
practicing
กว่า
mindfulness of breathing,
มี
I
อยู่ครั้ง
see
หนึ่
the
ง
arising and
ขณะ
passing
ภาว
away
นา
much more clearly.
จิตรวมลงไป
Once
แล้ว
while
เหมือน
practicing,
โผล่ขึ้น
the
มา
mind
จากน้ำ
converged,
รู้สึก
entering
ส
deep
ดชื่น
meditative
มาก
states, and
ที่ปฏิบัติสา
then
ระ
felt
อื่น
as
อะไร
if
ได้
it
บ้างไหมครับ
surfaced from
ได้
underwater,
แต่ไม่ได้นะ
feeling very refreshed.
มันก็เดิน
Is
ปัญญา
my
หมดแล้วนะ
current practice able to develop
เห็นไหม
wisdom?
ว่าทุกอย่าง
Luangpu
ผ่าน
said, yes. You can see that
แบบ
everything
ที่เห็น
comes
ว่าทุ
and
กสิ่ง
goes.
นะผ่านมาแล้วก็ผ่านไปนี่เดินปัญญาอยู่
When
แล้
you
ว
can see things comes and go, you are cultivating wisdom.
เบอร์ห้า ถ
Number
อยจิต
5,
ขึ้นมาอย่าจมลงไป
come back. Don't
ถอย
allow
จิต
it
ขึ้น
to
มา
sink
ขึ้น
in.
ไปอยู่กับโลก
Come
แบ
back.
บปกตินะ
Come back to the world. Come back
อย่า
to
มุด
this
เข้าไปอยู่ข้าง
normal
ใน
world. Don't allow it to sink inside.
เบอร์หกใช้ได้นะ
Number 6, your practice is good.
เบอร์เจ็ด
Number 7,
เบอร์เจ็ด
my
ภาวนา
practice
มี
alternates
ดีบ้าง
between
แย่
being
บ้าง
good
ส
and
ลับกัน
bad.
ไป
I get stuck in
ติด
forcing
เพ่ง
my
อยู่เป็น
focus
ช่
from
ว
time to
ง
time.
ๆ
I've
เห็นส
seen
ภาวะ
various
ต
states
่างๆ
quite
มา
a
พอ
bit.
สมควร
Recently, I
ล่าสุด
frequently notice
เห็นความ
thoughts
คิด
that
ที่เป็น
come
เสีย
as
ง ห
voices
รือคิด
or
ไว้ใน
inner
ใจ เลย
monologues,
แต่ไม่
but
เห็น
I
การ
do
ห
not
มุน
see
เคลื่
the
อนออก
mind
ไป
wandering off
เหมือนกับ
outwards
คิ
the
ด
way
จะ
it
ฆ่า
does with visual
และข
thoughts.
ณะเห็นความ
While
คิดที่เป็น
noticing
เสีย
these
ง
verbal
เหมือน
thoughts,
ยังรู้สึ
I
ก
can
ทางกาย
still
อยู่
feel
บ้า
my
ง
body to
ข
some
อหลวงพ่อ
extent.
ชี้แนะ การ
Please
ภาวนา ต่อ
advise.
ไปครับ
รู้เท่าที่รู้
Luangpu
ไม่ต้อง
says
พยายาม
just
จะรู้อะไรเยอะหรอก
know as much as you
นะ
can.
รู้
Just
ได้
know
แค่ไหน
what you
แค่นั้น
can
นะ
know.
เพ
That
ราะว่า
is
ทุก
enough.
สิ่งทุกอย่างสอนธรรมะอันเดียวกัน
Because
คือ
every
สอนที่ว่าเกิดแล้ว
phenomenon
ดับหมดนะ
teaches the same thing, the same Dhamma,
อย่าเพิ่ง
that
เอาจิตให้
it
นิ่ง
all
ตอน
arises
นี้
and
ประคองจิต
ceases.
อยู่นะรัก
Don't
ษาจิตอยู่อย่ารักษา
preserve your mind to be still.
รัก
Don't
ษา
do
ทำ
it.
ไมมันเป็นก้อนทุกข์
Why you need to preserve it? It's just is a suffering entity.
ไม่ต้องพยายาม
Don't try. Don't put
มีสภาวะ
effort.
อะไรก็รู้อันนั้นแหละ
Just
ไม่ต้อง
know
พยายามให้
whatever
ถูก
happens. Don't
ไม่ต้องพ
try
ยายาม
to
ทำ
make
ให้
it
ถูก
good or make it right.
ถ้าเราพยายามใจเราจะแน่น
If
แน่น
you
จะอึดอัด
put
นะ
in
จะ
the
แน่น
effort, your mind would be tight.
ถ้ารู้ไปรู้ซื่อๆรู้ไป
Just
ส
know
บา
it
ย
straightforwardly in a
ๆรู้บ่อย
easy manner.
ๆทำกรรม
Just
ฐาน
keep
ไปแล้ว
knowing
คอย
it.
รู้เท่าทัน
Practice
จิต
with
ใจ
your
หลุดไป
meditation
ก็รู้
object and then be aware of
จิต
your
ถลำ
mind
ออกไป
when
เพ่ง
it's
ก็รู้
lost or when it's lost in
อย่า
focusing.
เบอร์ห้านะจิตไม่ชอบถ
For
ลำออก
number
ไป
5, your mind has the habit
ต้องถอย
of
ขึ้นไปนะเหมือนเราตกบ่อไป
sinking in. Just come
เบอร์
back.
แปด
Number 8,
เบอร์แปด
my work requires a lot of brain power. I have a lot of anger and conceit. I practice formally for 30 to 60 minutes a day using mindfulness of breathing. I notice that I'm starting to have mindfulness and can see craving arising and passing away. But overall, I'm still lost in thought a great deal. I'm not yet able to develop wisdom.
ตรง
How
ที่
should I
มีปัญหา
practice
เกิดดับอะ
further?
อันนั้นน่ะเจริญ
Luangpu
ปัญ
said,
ญาแล้วนะ
the moment
คือถ้าเรา
where
เห็น
you
สภา
can
วะ
see
รูปธรรม
tanha
นาม
or
ธรรม
craving
เกิดดับได้
arising
เนี่ย
and
เราเจริญปัญญา
ceasing,
อยู่แล้ว
it means that you are
แต่การเจริ
cultivating
ญปัญญาเราไม่
wisdom
ได้ทำตลอดเว
already.
ลา
but we cannot
บางที
cultivate
ใจก็เฉยๆ
wisdom
บางที
all the
จิตก็
time.
ดูไป
Sometimes the mind
สลั
is
บกัน
still,
ไปเรื่อย
sometimes it can see
ๆ ไม่
tilakkhana.
มีใคร
It
เป็น
happens
เดียวตลอดนะ
alternately. No one can
ค่อย
cultivate
ๆ ทำไป
insight all the
ดีแล้ว
time. Just keep going. It's good. Your
วั
practice
น
is
นี้
good.
เทศน์ให้ฟังเท่านี้นะ
Today, that's all for
ใคร
today.
อยากฟังมากกว่านี้
If
วันนี้
you
คุณ
would
แม่
like
ไม่
to
เทศน์บ้าน
listen
สุขสบาย
more,
บ่ายโมง
the nun
ไปฟัง
would
เอา
be
เอง
teaching at Ban Jit Sabai at 1
ก็เชิญ
p.m. You can go listen to her there.